hit. In a quiet, sun-drenched village nestled in the heart of Mexico, lived a young boy named Diego. His mother, a kind woman with a smile as warm as a summer morning, ran a small fruit stall in the bustling village plaza. The stall was a kaleidoscope of colors: ruby-red strawberries, sunny yellow mangoes, and vibrant green limes, all piled high in woven baskets. Diego loved helping his mother. His true passion was crafting. With nimble fingers and a heart full of creativity, he would transform simple sheets of colored paper into brilliant, beaming suns. Each one was a unique masterpiece, with rays that spiraled and danced. He would hang these paper suns above his mother's stall, their cheerful faces bobbing in the gentle breeze, casting playful, colorful shadows on the cobblestones below. Villagers would often stop, not just to buy fruit, but to admire Diego's handiwork, their faces lighting up with a smile that mirrored the paper suns themselves. One morning, the village awoke to a strange and somber silence. The familiar golden light that usually spilled over the mountains was gone. A thick, heavy blanket of gray clouds had rolled in, swallowing the sun and casting the entire village in a gloomy, perpetual twilight. The birds stopped singing, the vibrant flowers seemed to droop their heads, and a chill snaked through the usually lively streets. Days turned into a week, and still, the real sun remained hidden. A feeling of melancholy settled over the people. The laughter in the plaza faded, and the usual hustle and bustle slowed to a weary shuffle. Diego saw the worry etched on his mother's face, and the sadness in his neighbor's eyes. His own little heart felt heavy, missing the warmth and cheer of the sun. He looked at his own paper creations, still hanging brightly above the fruit stall, and a spark of an idea ignited within him. With a determined spirit, Diego gathered all the yellow, orange, and red paper he could find. He sat for hours, his small hands working tirelessly. He cut, folded, and glued, pouring all his hope and imagination into his craft. He made big suns, small suns, suns with long wavy rays, and suns with intricate geometric patterns. He wasn't just making decorations anymore. He was crafting light. He was creating beacons of hope. When he had a basket overflowing with his paper suns, he stepped out into the gray streets. He started in the main plaza, stringing his creations from lampposts to balconies, creating a canopy of vibrant color. Then he moved down the narrow alleyways, hanging a paper sun on every doorway. He gave them to the children, whose faces lit up as they held their own personal pieces of sunshine. Soon, the entire village was transformed. The gloomy gray was punctuated by bursts of brilliant yellow and fiery orange. Diego's paper suns dotted the landscape like a constellation of hope. They couldn't replace the real sun's warmth, but they brought back something just as important: a smile. Fear. People began to emerge from their homes, drawn by the cheerful sight. Neighbors started talking to each other again, their conversations filled with admiration for the boy's simple, beautiful act. The children ran through the streets, chasing the colorful shadows cast by the paper suns. A little bit of light had returned to their lives, not from the sky, but from the heart of a young boy. The village was no longer waiting in the dark. They were living in the glow of shared hope and resilience. The paper suns were a reminder that even when the world seems dark, a little bit of creativity and kindness can create its own light. Then, one morning, a single, brilliant ray of light pierced through the gray clouds, vids followed by another and then another, as the heavy blanket began to part. The real sun, magnificent and powerful, emerged from its long slumber. It bathed the village in a glorious, golden warmth that felt more wonderful than ever before. As the sunlight washed over the plaza, it caught the edges of Diego's paper suns, making them glitter and shine as if they were winking in agreement. Diego stood beside his mother, his face tilted towards the sky, feeling the warmth on his skin. It seemed to him that the sun was shining brighter than it ever had. As if it was smiling down, a silent thank you to the little boy who had kept its spirit alive in the darkness. And in that moment, Diego understood that hope, just like his paper sons, is a light we can create for ourselves and for others, a light that can make even the darkest days feel bright.